Save her.
The hunt is simple. The cure is not.
Wednesday Addams just went to Paris. Yeah, so in a recently released photo, Jenna Ortega's Wednesday could be seen alongside Thing and Uncle Fester's motorbike. Is she there to find Enid, or is she there about a mysterious relative we saw at the end of Season 2? Well, we don't know yet, but what we do know is that Season 3's production is in full swing, and this time around, there's gonna be a lot of familiar names who have been cast for the upcoming season of one of Netflix's greatest bets. I'm talking about women like Lena Headey and Winona Ryder. And not just this, we have some really cool updates about where the show could be heading plot-wise. And in this video, I'm going to explore everything we know about Wednesday Season 3. Let's begin, shall we? Season 2 cliffhangers that set up Season 3. Needless to say, the biggest dangling thread left at the end of Season 2 was Enid Sinclair, Wednesday Addams' unlikely and overtly bubbly and colorful friend, who is also a werewolf. At the end of Season 2, Enid transforms into her alpha werewolf form and saves Wednesday from being buried alive. Now, Enid knew full well as to what she was doing because young werewolves who turn into an alpha often fail to return to their human forms. You see, alpha wolves are immensely powerful, and when that power is triggered under a full moon, it becomes uncontrollable, and they get locked in that very state. Clearly, Enid's current state might not be a temporary inconvenience. In fact, co-creator and showrunner Miles Millar also warned that fans should be very worried for Enid. Anyway, Wednesday then tears off in Fred Armisen's motorcycle sidecar to track Enid down. Naturally, the friendship between these two outcast girls is not going to be a subplot any longer, and it's going to become the emotional spine of Season 3. On the other hand, Tyler is another major loose end, and his trail is far more suspicious. By the finale, he connects with Professor Isadora Capri, the half-werewolf and half-Hyde woman, who offers him a life outside the whole Master Hyde thing. Capri invites him into a hidden Hyde community where he could transcend the need for a master, where the other Hydes help each other live, and if we are to believe co-showrunner Alfred Goff, Tyler is absolutely not done with the story. We now have a whole possible Hyde network out there, a pack which certainly gives Season 3 a route into a much wider outcast world. It will be interesting to see if Tyler Galpin turns out to be an ally, a villain, or just a damaged poor guy in need of help. Either way, Tyler will be instrumental in some sense. Then there is the mysterious Aunt Ophelia, who is being either kept hostage or safeguarded by Grandmama Frump. Morticia gives Wednesday Ophelia's journal, which, according to Goff and Millar, is a mark of trust between mother and daughter. The journal also sparks Wednesday's psychic gift back to life, just enough for her to see that Ophelia is alive in Grandmama Frump's basement, where she scribbles the words, "Wednesday must die," on the wall with blood. Millar says Ophelia's return will hit the family like a bomb. And even Morticia admits to Wednesday that every family has their dark secrets. What this means is we are also going to be looking into the Frump family's side of the story and their history in the 3rd season. Production journey from Dublin to Paris. Believe it or not, Wednesday is Netflix's crowning jewel. Its Season 1 had 252 million views, as compared to Stranger Things 4's 140 million views. In fact, in the first 91-day window, Wednesday Season 2 also surpassed Stranger Things Season 5. Naturally, even before Season 2 of Wednesday was released, Netflix greenlit its 3rd season. Then in November 2025, Ava Green joined as Aunt Ophelia, a near-perfect casting choice. After that, however, the production timeline got muddy. The show was supposed to start filming in November 2025, which then turned to early 2026, and it was only recently that we got confirmed updates of how Jenna Ortega and Fred Armisen were shooting in Paris. In fact, there was news of working titles such as Briarcliff, Willow Hill, and Nightshade and Raven. Anyway, it was finally the end of February 2026 when Netflix finally confirmed that Season 3 had begun filming near Dublin. That same update also brought in a fresh crop of cast additions. Goff and Millar also revealed that Season 3 would bring new students, new teachers, and quote-unquote long-rotting Addams family secrets. And hearing that, I can safely say that although the writers were having a great time, The characters might not when the show finally airs. And nearly 2 months after the Dublin update, we got the Paris tease recently. And according to several reports, they were shooting in Paris between April 18th and 20th, 2026, with Tim Burton, Ortega, and Armisen photographed near the Seine. Netflix also released a first-look image of Wednesday in front of the Eiffel Tower, with Thing beside her and Uncle Fester's motorcycle nearby, with the caption, "From Paris with Dread." Needless to say, the story would only partly be based in France, and the majority of the story will still be shot in Ireland. The question you must ask is, what's Wednesday doing in France? Has she come here to look for Enid? Or is it about Aunt Ophelia? Well, keeping that in mind, why don't we talk about what the plot of Season 3 could be? There's obviously no official word on the plot, and given Wednesday's hype, they would rather hide the plot details in a shallow grave until the show actually airs. Fair enough. However, what the co-creators have said is that Goff wants Season 3 to be the best season yet, with a deeper dive into the characters and a much broader Nevermore world. And as we already know, Millar confirmed that we will meet more Addams family members and learn more about their family secrets. But considering where Season 2 left things, the safest bet would be to assume that Season 3 will be a search and rescue mission. Wednesday leaves Season 2 in a motorcycle sidecar to find Enid, and the Paris shoot with Armisen and the motorcycle means that Wednesday, Thing, and maybe Fester will spend at least part of the season on the road, or rather, on the hunt. If that is the case, then Season 3 will go beyond the school and the local town and cover more ground, literally and figuratively. And I must say that this is a smart thing to do, else the whole thing would have become rather repetitive. The second major lane that the plot would want to walk on is the Ophelia problem. Wednesday now has Ophelia's journal, a partial return of her psychic powers, and a direct psychic link to the aunt who may or may not want her dead. I mean, considering what she wrote on that wall, it's obvious to wonder if Ophelia is a friend or foe. Whatever be the case, the Frump family, that is, Hester, Morticia, and Ophelia, will pave the way for Wednesday to figure out what kind of raven she is. And then there is Nevermore itself. 2 seasons in, the series has already built a crowded, outcast sandbox with werewolves, vampires, gorgons, hides, ravens, and all manner of supernatural students. Season 3 is going to introduce more students, more teachers, and of course, a bigger Nevermore, complete with that Hyde Collective. The thick and the thin of all this is that the story will go well beyond the walls of Nevermore Academy. Cast details, old friends, and new villains. The returning lineup is strong, and thankfully Netflix has actually named names. Officially back are Emma Myers as Enid Sinclair, Hunter Doohan as Tyler Galpin, Joy Sunday as Bianca Barkley, Musa Mustafa as Eugene Ottinger, Victor Dorobantu as Thing, among others. Plus we got Catherine Zeta-Jones, Louise Guzman, Joanna Lumley, and Frank Armisen on the Addams side of the house. But that's not even the best part of the Season 3's cast. The new arrivals are who should keep you excited. As I mentioned earlier, Ava Green is going to play Aunt Ophelia, and I thought I could not possibly think of many better Burton-adjacent casting calls than that. And I was proven silly when I heard that Winona Ryder is also going to star in the 3rd season. She would be playing a character named Tabitha. That puts Ryder back in orbit with Burton and with Ortega after Beetlejuice from 2024. And I must agree, after watching for so long in the 5 seasons of Stranger Things, it would be nice seeing her again in something like Wednesday. Like, she's made for this kind of IP, especially after movies like Edward Scissorhands, etc. Additionally, we got Chris Sarandon as Balthazar, Noah Taylor as Cyrus, Oscar Morgan as Atticus, and Kennedy Moyer as Daisy. All new roles. But hold on, I'm not done yet. Lena Headey has also been cast in an undisclosed role, and she'd be making a guest appearance along with people like Andrew McCarthy and James Lance. That means the bench now stretches from Burton regulars to legacy cult favorites and people most of us already trust to do a lot, even with very little screen time. Although there's no update on the other Game of Thrones star Gwendolyn Christie or even Lady Gaga, I would so love to see them back on the show. controversies, and setbacks. The biggest issue that Season 2 faced was Xavier's exit. Percy Hines White confirmed in 2024 that he would not return after allegations of sexual assault and racist language circulated online. Later, he denied the accusations and said that the claims were all false or baseless. Before the events of Season 2, Xavier was gone from the story. The show explained that Xavier's father pulled him out of the school after he was wrongly accused of being a Hyde. After that, Xavier went to study at Reichenbach Academy in Switzerland. In fact, his dad also stopped funding the school, which is how Morticia Addams came into the picture, and so did her mother. And that's how the romantic subplot got written away for Miss Ortega's character. Likewise, it seems that Season 3 will have no romantic angle for Enid either, because as of February 2026, Noah B. Taylor, who played Bruno Yuson in Season 2, would not be back. And if you think about the story itself, these changes seem okay to most people, including me. I mean, the whole romance aspect was rather unnecessary here. In fact, Ortega's earlier criticism of romance-heavy material and some of the dialogue in Season 1 picked up a lot of heat, and she later admitted she could have phrased her concerns better. Nevertheless, Season 3 is going to be less romantic and more horror, and that's a good development, I'd say. Expected release date. Right now, there is no official Season 3 release date, and it makes sense because they are still shooting and there are a lot of things that have to happen before the final product is ready to be served to you and I. So yeah, I mean, the production began in February 2026, and Netflix's own February 2026 guide to the year's TV slate does not mention Wednesday's Season 3. But if I had to take a guess, like a real-world estimate, I would say that it could be on air by late, mid-2027 or early 2027 if I am being extremely optimistic. So to conclude, Season 3 has a missing Enid, a Tyler who's still searching for himself and where exactly he fits in the outcast food chain, a possibly terrifying Aunt Ophelia, and a bunch of newcomers who are sure to set the stage on fire even with very little fuel. As for Wednesday herself, she would be trying to find Enid at any cost, because even if she may not show it, she is a great friend. But she'd also be juggling, or rather struggling, with family secrets and mysterious relatives. That was all in this one, guys. If you liked the video, please consider hitting the like and share button. And we're going to be on top of all Wednesday and TV news, so you may want to hit the subscribe button. Those 3 small clicks will help us tremendously in bringing you more of these awesome videos. Stay safe and have a good one.